Welcome to Euro Bangla City SATV News. This is Shibala Alam with our headlines. Prime Minister calls for exploring new markets to enhance export earnings, inaugurated Bangabandhu Exhibition Centre. Verdict over money laundering case against former Chief Justice S.K. Sinha postponed again. New date has been fixed for November 9. Tista Bank flooded as India opened all the gates of Ghazal-Doba barrage, submerged croplands including houses. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina stressed diversification of the exportable products, urging businessmen and officials concerned to expand production of export items and explore new global markets to strengthen the country's economy further through enhanced foreign earnings. While inaugurating the newly built Bangabandhu Bangladesh-China Friendship Exhibition Centre at Purbachal virtually from her official Ganabhavan residence, the Premier also underscored the necessity of attaining own efficiency in production to survive in the competitive economy. Sheikh Hasina opened that all the industries of the country should be prepared from now on to address the upcoming challenges, saying that the government will extend all cooperation, but businessman-owned initiatives have to have. The verdict in the money laundering case against 11 people, including former Chief Justice Surinder Kumar Sinha, has been postponed again. A new date has been fixed for the verdict on November 9. Judge Sheikh Nazmul Alam of Dhaka Special Judges Court 4 passed the order. Earlier on October 5, the judge was ill and the date was postponed to October 21st to announce the next verdict. On July 10, 2019, ACC Director Syed Iqbal Hussain filed the case at the ACC Integrated District Office. ACC Director Benazir Ahmed filed the charge sheet in the court on December 10, 2019. Earlier, the Commission meeting on December 4th of the year approved the charge sheets against 11 people. After heavy rains upstream, India opened all the gates to Ghazal-Doba barrage, and the water level of Tista River in Kurigram is rising and flowing above the danger level of 34 cm. Meanwhile, the Tista water in Lalmonirhat is now flowing at 40 cm, though the bottom red alert has been lifted. The houses and croplands of the Chor areas of the river basin of Kurigram have been submerged. The rupture has started at various points in the intense flow of water. The Water Development Board is trying to prevent the erosion by dumping sand-filled geobags in the eroded areas on an emergency basis. According to the local Water Development Board, water is being done on an emergency basis to increase the water level in the Tista. At least 8 persons were injured, including 4 with burns, after a fire broke out at Mugda Medical College Hospital in Dhaka this noon. They were rushed to Sheikh Hasina National Institute of Burn and Plastic Surgery and Dhaka Medical College Hospital. The burn injured told medical at the institute that the fire originated at the ICU of Mugda Hospital and spread before they could run to safety. Duty officer of fire service said that the fire originated around 12:30 p.m. and the building of the hospital. 7 firefighting units worked for around half an hour in order to control the blaze. However, cause of the fire could not be known immediately. Viewers are taking a short break. Stay with Euro Bangla City SATV News. Welcome back. You're watching Euro Bangla City SATV News. Let's take a look at what is going on in the world now. At least 20 civilians are presumed to be dead after the Syrian army on Wednesday attacked residential areas of rebel-led Ariha city. The attack on a busy marketplace in the area also killed children as well as a teacher on the way to school. The attack comes at least 14 people were killed and 2 others injured in a deadly bomb attack on an army bus in the Syrian capital of Damascus on Wednesday. The explosion took place during early morning rush hour as the army bus exploded while passing the President Bridge in central Damascus. 2 bomb explosions were reported, while a bomb squad soon defused the 3rd device installed on the bus. Death toll passes 150 in Nepal and India floods. The Ganges burst in the bank of Rishikesh and the popular Nainital region was severely affected. Uttarakhand recorded 328 mm in a 24-hour period this week. The worst affected areas are Panchta district in East Nepal and Ilam and Doti in the West Nepal. Nepal's government is giving 1,700 to the families of each victim of the floods. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami announced a compensation of 400,000 rupees for the families of those who have died and a further 1,90,000 rupees for those whose homes were destroyed. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed his condolences on Twitter. The COVID pandemic will go on a year longer than it needs to be because poorer countries are not getting the vaccines they need, the World Health Organization WHO says. Dr. Bruce Aylward, senior leader at the WHO, said it was meant that the COVID crisis could easily drag on deep into 2022. Less than 5% of Africa's population have been vaccinated compared to 40% on most other continents. Meanwhile, the UK has delivered more than 10 million vaccines to countries in need. It is pledged to total of 100 million. South Korea is set to jumpstart its space program on Thursday when it conducts the first test launch of the domestically built rocket. The three-stage KSLV-2 Nuri rocket emblazoned with South Korea's flag and carrying a dummy satellite is scheduled to blast off at 4 p.m. from the Naro Space Center, early 500 kilometers south of Seoul. The Nuri, which means world, is designed to put 1.5-ton payloads into orbit 600 km to 800 km above the Earth and has been 10 years in development at a cost of 2 trillion won. The country has risen to become the world's 12th largest economy and a technological advanced nation, but has lagged in the headline making world of spaceflight. Meanwhile, the US, Britain and France confirmed that the UN and North Korea have made progress in its weapon programs following the groundbreaking launch of the ballistic missile from a submarine. The ambassadors of the Western states all condemned the launch as a new provocation. Without speaking of possible new sanctions or joint action by the Council, they said they would call for existing international sanctions to be more effectively implemented. At the end of the meeting, neither China nor Russia, the two other permanent members of the Security Council, spoke out. However, sources said no member of the Security Council proposed a joint statement from the body. Former US President Donald Trump announced plans to launch his own social networking platform called Truth Social, which is expected to begin its beta launch for invited guests next month. The long-awaited platform will be owned by Trump Media and Technology Group TMTG, which also intends to launch a subscription video on-demand service that will feature non-woke entertainment programming, the group said in a statement. The Trump Media and Technology Group will merge with Blank Check Company Digital Acquisition Corp to make TMTG a publicly listed company, the statement said. For the first time, a kidney from a pig has been transplanted successfully into a human without triggering immediate rejection from the recipient's immune system, in a major advancement that could potentially save lives due to the dire shortage of human organs for transplant. The procedure was done at NYU Langone Health, and it involved a pig whose genes have been altered so that its tissue no longer contained a molecule known to trigger immediate rejection. However, the recipient of the organ was a brain-dead patient with signs of kidney dysfunction, whose family gave consent to the experimental surgery before being taken off of the life support. In the US, over 100,000 people are currently waiting for organ transplants, including 90,000 awaiting a kidney. The European Parliament on Wednesday awarded the Sakharov Prize for Human Rights to jailed Russian opposition figure Alexei Navalny, who last year survived a poisoning attack he blames on the Kremlin. Navalny's organization described the award as a victory for all supporters of truth. In a tweet, the Parliament's Right of Center EPP group announced the prize and called on Russian President Vladimir Putin to free Alexei Navalny. Europe called for his and all other political prisoners' freedom. Navalny also nominated but passed over for this year's Nobel Peace Prize and was jailed in February after returning to Russia from Germany, where he was treated for the attack. The movement headed by the 45-year-old has been banned as extremist, and some of his allies have been forced to leave Russia under pressure from authorities. Mount Assa, a popular Japanese tourist destination, sent plumes of ash 3.5 kilometers high into the air, which is erupted just before noon on Wednesday. According to Japan Meteorological Agency, raised the alert level for the volcano to 3 on a scale of 5, warning citizens to keep away due to risk of large falling rocks. The head of Japanese Volcanic Observation Division also warned that Mount Assa could erupt again. Mount Assa also saw a minor eruption in 2019, while the country's worst volcanic disaster in nearly 90 years killed 63 people on Mount Ontake in 2014. Now sports news. Sri Lanka beat Ireland by 60 runs in the second match of the first round of the group in the T20 World Cup. The Sri Lankans went ahead in the race to become the group champion. The Irish invited Sri Lanka to bid after winning the toss at the Sheikh Abu Zayed Stadium in the Abu Dhabi. The Sri Lankans fell in the Irish bowling cannon from the start. They lost the wicket of the opener Kushal Perera at the beginning of the innings. In the next over, Dinesh Chandimal and Avishka Fernando returned to the pavilion with 2 balls back-to-back. However, Pathum Nishanka and Harsaranga de Silva came forward to save the team from the batting disaster of the beginning. The partnership of the two added 121 runs to the scorecard of the Lankans. Before ending, we go to the Euro-Bangla City SATV News headline again. Country moves forward due to continuity of the government, said Prime Minister at the inauguration of Bangabandhu Exhibition Centre. Verdict over money laundering case against former Chief Justice S.K. Sinha postponed again. New date has been fixed for November 9. Tista Bank flooded as India opened all the gates of Ghazal-Doba barrage, submerged croplands including houses. Up to date so far here on Euro-Bangla City SATV News, and to know the latest news visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.